Hello YouTube, Reseller Mom here. Welcome to today's video. Today is Wednesday, the 31st of August, 2022, and today is inventory. It's the end of the month, and I wanted to talk to you guys about my inventory, how I do it, how I plan it, how I streamlined it, so that if you need to do inventory, maybe this will help you out. Some of the ins and outs of where things are logged and where things are not logged, and how I quickly log them. So let's start off with whether you should be doing inventory or not. If you have a CPA, ask your CPA. There's two ways of doing accounting. One is an accrual-based way, one is a cash-based way. I am not a CPA. I don't take my advice as the gospel here. My accountant says I'm on the accrual-based way, so I need to do an inventory report at the end of every month that shows her, she needs to know how much inventory is tied up, how much capital is tied up into inventory. Now, Inventory Lab captures most of it, right? It goes into Inventory Lab. You got to enter in your cost of goods, really. I enter down to the penny as best I can, and she can go pull that report. So right now in Inventory Lab, it says that my estimated inventory value is about 60 grand. So that's an easy report for her to pull. Everything else is what we're going to be talking about. So outside of Inventory Lab, what has not been captured, how much money do you got tied up? That's the question of the day. So at the end of every month, that's the question I need to answer and have it organized in a way that she can understand it, I can understand it, and it's not going to take me all day. I have done inventory at other jobs and it took hours. Granted, it was bigger businesses, but I always felt like there's an easier way to streamline it at the companies we were at. And because I was management, we just had to do it and we didn't get paid any extra. They gave us pizza and I'm like, I would gladly not eat the pizza to not have to do inventory. But now that I'm in my own business, I have to do it and I don't really enjoy doing it. So I want to do it as quickly and easy as possible. So I can't show you my sheets, but they're not very difficult. You just want to log all your items that are not in Inventory Lab. Pretty easy, right? Okay, so mine are broken down into two main sheets. One is a monthly sheet that at the end of the month, I copy over for the next month. So I copied July's over at the end of July when I was done, and I was like, okay, July's done, line in the sand, copy it over, call it August. They are sheet tabs named, August is 08.31.22. Holy smokes. When I get done with August, I'm going to copy that over and it will be September. So it will be 09.30.22. And then that way, my CPA, I can let her know I'm done with inventory. She can go in there and she can look and do whatever she does to capture that value in the reports that she runs. The other sheet is just a running log of everything that's been disposed or donated. Simply set up, the first column is a date. Second column is whether I disposed of it or I donated it. Third column is ASIN, if applicable. Then I have the description or title. A lot of times I just take the title of the ASIN, whatever that is. Next column is quantity. Then I have how much one quantity cost. And the third column just takes the total quantity times the cost of goods for a total value. So if I had 3 packs of cookies break and each pack of cookie was $1, then it would be 3 times 1 is $3. There you go. Pretty easy. Now I can tell you in August, I had about $180 worth of damaged out items. We had some things recalled, we had some candy, we had some things show up broken. And these are all for items that you don't get reimbursed for. So if my supplier says, oh, we sent you expired candy, we will reimburse your account, I'm not going to be capturing it on this page. That would be double dipping. Try not to double dip. I try my best to be a good person here. Some days it's rougher than others. Well, we're not going to go into that. All right. For items that have been returned, such as this shirt. So this is a koi scrub. I love koi scrubs. I used to be able to get them at Burlington for like $3.99. Haven't been able to source things very well there. My Burlington has like nothing in it. So anyhow, you get items like this that have been returned. Clearly this has been tried on and shoved back in the bag, but sometimes I'll get clothes that get returned and it's like they haven't even opened it. In the office, I have 3 buckets. I have a basket that everything goes into, and then I sort the things out into 3 buckets. One is to be listed on eBay. One is to be damaged out, goes on this report. And the third would be to be reworked into Amazon. Now, if this shirt had not been tried on at all, I would just rework it and send it right back to Amazon. You get that a lot with clothes. You get it back and you're like, they didn't do anything. I'm just going to resend it back in. But I have received back clothes that have clearly been used, clothes with deodorant stains. When they try it on, they get the deodorant nastiness on it. I have used, underwear that I don't know if they tried them on or not. I don't even want to know. I'm not opening those. And, sometimes they come back. This one has the tags. So I could either, if it was crispy clean, I could send it back to Amazon. This is not going back to Amazon quality for me. It could be eBay quality, but I'm just kind of tired. I have some scrubs that haven't been moving, and I really don't want to source them. I don't want to do anything with them, so I'm going to damage it out and just donate it to the Value Village Goodwill. So it will go in that. But you can see how this could go different ways, right? And now, if it was, the worst I ever got back was a pair of pants that clearly weren't mine, and they had been worn to the bone and they stunk. Those went straight out to the trash. So things coming back can have a variety of different disposal options for you. And the other option you can do is send it to a liquidation place if you want to do that. I have sent things to Auction Nation. I am no longer using those. If I feel like it needs to be disposed of or liquidated out, I've just been using Amazon liquidation. It's easy and I don't have to do anything. You don't really make any money necessarily. They give you a few pennies. For this shirt in particular, I may get 30 to 50 cents off of it. But to me, that's about as much as I would get off of a garage sale. That's the other thing. I had a garage sale this summer. So if you want to save everything up that's like this for a garage sale and try to get $2 out of it, that's up to you. You kind of got to weigh out your time and your effort. And right now I have a lot coming in and out, and I don't really want to spend my time on a $2 item that's a maybe, and I have to try different things and spend a lot of time doing stuff with it. It's not worth it to me for that item. Next, the other sheet. Real easy peasy. I have it broken down and it's a running tally, and I've copied it over from July. So I can tell you right now, in July, I had a total of about $9,000 worth of inventory that was not captured in Inventory Lab. I want to backtrack just for a minute. If you're not sure whether you got reimbursed for this item or not, go to your Inventory Lab reimbursements and you can look up your items. I was looking up today and they show you, what's been lost in the warehouse, customer returns, and when it says buy cost 0, that means that Inventory Lab didn't capture a buy cost for it, so I need to capture that cost of goods somewhere, and that's what goes on my sheet. You can also look at refunds. Refunds are sometimes fun to look at, seeing what's coming back, what's refunded. I get an idea of, things that have a high breakage or high return. I had some underwear that I just had, 15-20% return rate because of not fit right. So I'm not going to source that underwear again. It's got too much returns for me, for my taste. And if you don't have Inventory Lab, you can go to, let's see here, Reports, Fulfillment, scroll down to the left, and you can look at FBA customer returns and replacements and look at things there to pull the reports. Okay, back to my running log, which was this tab. You need to capture everything that's not in inventory now. Now I have some orders on the way. I have some eBay items. I have some things, some recalled Easter items. All of that needs to be captured. Once it's not in Inventory Lab, or if it hasn't been entered into Inventory Lab, that's what this running total goes that I need to do today. So the first part of my Inventory Lab is eBay. Real easy peasy. Anything new to eBay, I will go through and add those. I do the, let's see here, location. So I have mine all in bins. They're called like bin 1, bin 2, bin 3. The eBay number associated with that listing, it's a long number. It's like 12 numbers long. And then a description of the item, quantity, cost of goods, total cost of goods. So I have a puzzle in here that where did it go? Well, let's just say I had a puzzle in here that I spent $3 on and I have 2. My total cost of goods for that listing is $6. Okay, so first part is eBay. My first step today is go through, delete anything that is sold. Sold, yay! Add anything that has been added for the month of August. The next part is my Inventory Lab batches. Current working batches in Inventory Lab are not captured with your inventory value. So I could go in there and say that I bought 100 coffee cups at $3 a piece. They're on their way to me. They're not captured in your inventory value. So that's $300 of money you have spent, money that is tied up in items that you need to capture it. And so I have all my Inventory Lab batches just down here, done by name. Last month, let's see here, I had some Halloween candy. I had several wholesale items, batches coming. And if it's not entered into a batch, you can also just go look at that invoice and put that number down. So let's say I bought $300 worth of coffee cups and paid $20 in shipping. My total value would be $320 for that batch. All right, so I will tally up all the batches, all the invoices that are currently in process of stuff that's on its way to me. The next and last section of my inventory evaluation, there we go. Words are hard some days. Is everything that is not in a batch that's kind of oddballs. I had some Easter stuff returned. I need to capture that cost of goods somewhere. This is broken down to areas in the office. Now I do have some bins that I will put Amazon stuff into, you know, maybe some old Easter stuff will go into a bin. I have the bookshelf, which is a bookshelf that I got for free off, you know, get free stuff. I love getting free stuff. It's the same type of bookshelf that's right here, but I have one over in the office. And anytime my packers have something that they don't know what to do with, they put it on the bookshelf. We were packing notebooks for back to school, and instead of, it was supposed to be either 12, 24, 36, one of those numbers, they got an extra green notebook. Well, what do you do with one extra green notebook? They put it on the shelf. Now, they used to just come and hand it to me every time there was a problem, and I'm like, okay, I need to go I need to not have the interruption. So just put any of those oddball things right here. If it's expired, if it's broken, if it's got an oddball, put it on this shelf. And I will go to that shelf and I look for things that maybe I can reuse in a different way, or I need to damage out, or it's broken, or whatever. And I will work on those items throughout the month. But at the end of the month, I go over and get the value of those items there, or damage them out. Like if it's a broken item, I'll damage it out. Pardon me. As I die on film here. Okay, I have the top of the fridge, has most of my Easter excess stuff, and then I have items in the office, and I have like 2 bags of groceries down there that I got to sell on Amazon, so I either need to put them in Amazon or record them on this sheet. All right, that is about all. I did want to go over what happens when you get something that's not yours, because that happened to me this week. Oh, gotta love it. Morning stuff. So, I received this in the mail. And it's a duffel bag that folds up. It's kind of cool. I really like it. Show the instructions here. It's a duffel bag that folds up into that. Well, this is a really cool item. I was thinking maybe my son got it for college, or my husband bought it, misclick. But no, nobody in my family bought it. And I've never seen it. So you have to keep, this is why I keep a lot of things with the packaging. On the packaging, you have a return number and you have a tracking number. You can go look up those return and tracking numbers and track down what this should be. That's going to be on my list of things to do today, so that I can see what should be damaged out. And really, there's nothing you can do in Amazon. I used to try and call Amazon and be like, oh my God, you sent me the wrong item. This is not my item. Don't bother. They don't care. They just don't. They don't care. They don't have the means to take this item back. They don't have the means to correct the mistake. It is like I could go beat my head against the wall and that would be more productive than trying to call Seller Central on items like this. Now, most of the time I get back junk that's like worthless. I get back a used marker or something that's stupid. And it's like, ugh. But this one's actually in my favor. I have a feeling that whatever got sent back incorrectly, this is a better product than what I would have gotten back. So finally, I score one for me. Every once in a while you get a good one, but most of the time it's junk that I'm like, oh, I got some bad product. So I will go through and try to find this. It does take a little bit of work. Sometimes you can look it up by the tracking number. If the label hadn't been ripped right in the middle, you can scan it, and from that you can find an order number in one of those barcodes. That has helped out with, we're getting ready for Q4. That was one of the ways I could find out, you know, if I'm trying to figure out which package belongs to what person, or I got a return and the barcode is good to scan, but they have ripped this barcode, so I will manually enter in the tracking number, see if I can track it down. I will give this project a whole 5 minutes because that's about as much as I'm going to care about this. You know, I try to be as accurate as I can with my damaged out report, with my valuation, but you're always going to have a little bit of fudge room. I don't know how it's to call it. It's things that happen that, am I going to waste half a day trying to figure out what happened here? No, because I have done that in the past and I've learned that I get nowhere. I waste my time, I get aggravated, and I get nowhere with it. So pick your battles, people. Pick your battles. Try to be as open and honest and everything with everything going on in business. But at the end of the day, reality sets in. And the reality is, I got stuff to do. I've got a million other things to do. Do I want to spend my time trying to figure out how to recap? I think this whole shirt cost me $3. Do I want to try and figure out how to recapture that $3, or do I want to go find 6 more things that are going to make me $20? You know, I know where I want to spend my time. It's not figuring out and dealing with all of these damaged products. But, you know, get a system, get organized, however you want to do it. When I was at the house, I had basically the same thing. This is the stuff in this garage, in this area, in this area. I do not capture the value of my shipping supplies. Some people do, some people don't. I capture that when I ship something out. So let's say this required a box that was 50 cents. My cost of good would be the cost of the shirt plus the 50-cent box going out. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I don't. I don't do that. That was a question me and her, we went back and forth on, and I finally don't. Shipping supplies is captured by a line item. Sorry, I don't mean to alarm you there. So when I buy, like I bought boxes from Staples this month for $78 or something. So on my CPA P&L, there's a line item for shipping supplies, and that $78 will be there. And then I do not include that into here. But when I'm sourcing, I do keep in mind whether it's going to be an arm and a leg to ship out and what kind of shipping supplies are going to go into it, because I still want to make sure that it's profitable with extra shipping stuff in it. Just like when I'm shipping out merchant fulfilled chocolates or whatnot during the off season and I'm adding in extra ice packs, that adds extra weight and it adds extra cost because my ice packs run me about 64 cents a piece. So you want to make sure you're not, if your profit margin is $2 already, and then you take out 64 for this and maybe a box for 50 cents and then some bubble wrap, you're like, your margins are gone. So you want to make sure you have enough margins in there. But all those shipping supplies are a line item on my P&L and not in the cost of goods. You could do either way, but you got to pick one. You can't do both. It's one of those things. You got to record it somewhere and work it out with however you're recording it. Stick with that for the year, right? So I like that way. It works for me. That's the way I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to change next year either. If you are going to do any of those major changes, then you either got to communicate that with your CPA really well, or I just would do it at the beginning of the next year. Say, okay, and then this year we're going to do something different. Same with, yeah, pretty much any of these systems. You want to make sure you're consistent throughout the year and however you're recording it, and know how you're recording it, because that was questions between me and my CPA that I was not up to speed with when I brought her on and I started working with her. She's like, well, how do you record your inventory at the end of the month? I don't. that was my answer at that time. Oh, well, you need, how much capital do you have tied up in product right now? I don't know. So you got to get these questions answered and have a system to it. So going to go through right now and really quickly delete any of my eBay items, add anything, print out my inventory from last month on the different sections of my office. And I'm just going to go through the different sections and mark off what is no longer there, add in what now is there, and get a captured inventory for August. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you out a little bit. Inventory can be, I mean, in this sense, it's really easy. You just record everything that you've ever bought, right? But it is a little bit hairier when you get into a business like my own, where you're not housing the product here. It's going off into the fulfillment centers. When we did inventory at places where everything was in-house, we just went to the shelves and we counted everything. I mean, it was really that simple. We had all the shelves lined up, and we'd go to the shelf, and shelf 1 has bananas. We've got 15 sets of bananas. Bananas are $3 a piece, and it went into the system, and we did it at the very end of the night on the last day of the month, every month. And I'm mimicking that here. But all right, I'm going to stop blabbing, and you all have a wonderful day. Take care.